YouTubers, just thought I'd make a quick video. I had a light go out, so I took out my, I guess, passenger side light module in order to replace the bulb, and while it was out I thought I'd give it a clean. It worked out so well that I thought I'd share what I did, and hopefully it helps some of you guys. So let me just zoom in. I'll zoom in on the one that I finished. So this is the one that I finished. And it looks pretty much, well, this is the other one, the driver's side one. You can see it's got, I don't know what it looks like. Almost looks like, I don't know, mold or something in there, so it's kind of pitted. Anyways, it's, there's the original. So anyway, oh, not the original, yeah, that's what it originally looked like, and there's the finished product. So I'll go through what I did, and hopefully you guys find it handy. Yeah, get started. I'll go over what I want to do. Here's all the stuff that I used to put it down. So I'll start with just a general water wash of it, and then I'll start with the 600 paper, and then 800. I got a 2000 foam sponge there, you can see. And just a bunch of polishes that I had in the garage. Nothing in particular. I'm not advertising a brand. I'll start with the cut polish, and the one on the end, the Power Lock Plus, is the final topping. So yeah, I guess I'll see you. I'll do little bits as I go. It's 12 o'clock, or just about 12 o'clock. Thought I'd include the time so that we got some idea how long this might take. Yeah, so I'll just start with the wash. Just some soapy water and a scrub brush, just to get any bird crap off and whatever else might be on there. Just a light scrub, sort of medium pressure, I guess. Get it clean. Looks better already, but I guess that's just because it's wet. Okay. That's step one complete, I think. You can feel it on your fingers. It's sort of smooth over a lot of it, but where that sort of, I don't know, moldy area is, you can feel that it's a little bit rough. So I'm just going to grab some 600 and my sponge. So yeah, starting with 600, hopefully that focuses. Get it wet. Use the sponge to help me grab it. And you can see it comes right off. It's, well, I don't know if you can tell on the camera. It's just my crappy phone camera. But just the 600 is kind of makes a, I don't know, sludge, I guess is the best kind of word to describe it. And it's kind of a greeny color, yellowy green color. Probably a mix of soap and whatever else is on there. And again, up here, I'm not really pushing particularly hard. Just kind of light to medium pressure, probably not even medium. I guess when I did the first one, I was a little worried that I might scratch it and the whole thing will wind up dull. But I guess we have the advantage in the fact that I already did one and I know it's going to turn out, so I'm not too scared of it this time around. So yeah, you can see, well, I don't know if you can see. I can sure see it from here. Like you could feel it, well, you could feel it, it's smooth, and then here it gets a little bit rough. And then, so I'm just going to keep on sanding, swirling, sort of in the areas where the most dirt is. Yeah, up here I can feel it, it's smooth. This part's pretty smooth. Then here it's a little bit more, you can feel it, you can almost hear it a little bit too. It's a slightly different back pressure, I guess is the best thing to call it. And you can hear it, like up here it's quiet when you're swirling, and then when you get into the areas where there's a little bit more whatever you want to call that, whatever pitting is or whatever, you can hear it, it's working a little harder, and you can feel it, the back pressure on your sponge, like right here. That was really kind of a bad spot, and it gets all kind of slimy and sludgy. So hopefully maybe I'll fast forward through some of this so you don't have to watch it all, but anyway, keep it going wet. And I think you want to keep going until it's pretty smooth. I kind of started a little bit backwards on the other one. I started out with the drill and a polish, hoping that the polish would take off this stuff. And I was sitting there forever, or not forever, but long enough that I decided that I should maybe try something a little more coarse. So I went down to the 2000, just the foam, and it was still taking a long time. And it wasn't getting too cloudy, so I wasn't too scared, so I kept going down again. And I wound up down at 600, and this 600 seems to kind of do the trick. It's rough enough that it takes that slimy stuff off, but not so rough that you start getting it starts becoming cloudy. So I'm just going to keep doing this until the foam is, I guess, more or less clear. There's no more yellow or green in it. It's kind of going to be my indicator for when I'm done. Keep adding some water so that it's clean. And again, it's starting to get a little quieter as I do it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good now. You can see it's well, I keep saying you can see. I don't know if you can see or not, but I can sure see. The foam is now almost just straight up white. This area here maybe needs a little more. Again, not too much pressure. I'm not really pushing hard. I would say medium pressure. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. So that's the 600. I'll give it a wipe and maybe you can see a little bit about what's going on. So there it is after the 600. Still a little bit wet, but it looks kind of hazy. So yeah, that's the end of the 600. I'm not sure how long that took me, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. So it's 12, oh Jesus. I'm glad I dried it. You can still see lots of spots where it's got that sort of, I don't know what to call it, pitted area, moldy area. I was going to start on the 800, but now that I see that it's dry, I think I'm going to work it a little harder with the 600. So I'm going to up the pressure a little bit here and see what happens. Alright, I'm just going to stop, dry it, and take a picture just so you can see sort of the next step in the progression here. Okay. I'll let it dry a little bit and take a, well, I don't know, maybe I'll just, yeah, you can't see it very well in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it at all. So yeah, let me try and clean it a bit more, and then we'll get a better idea of what it looks like. Yeah, it's got kind of a, it's got that haze on it that you might be scared of. I don't know if you can really tell. It's starting to dry, but you can definitely tell in this area that it still has that, I don't know, I'm going to call it moldy for lack of a better word. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get on the 600 a little harder and see if I can make that. I'm going to keep doing it until that's gone. So that might take me a little while, and I'm sure it'll be boring as hell for you to watch it. I'm just going to push with, I guess I was what, light to medium pressure before. I'm probably going to go medium to hard until it's gone. So see you in a few minutes. There we go. 12:20. I finished working the 600 pretty good. If you look at it now, it's very hazy. It's dry. If you make it wet, it looks clear again. And out here you can really see, I can really feel it on the side here. There's shiny parts and there's dull parts, and the dull parts still need to be sort of polished or scrubbed off a little bit more. So I'll finish that, and then I'll start with the 800. 12:23. Guess I've been at it maybe 20 minutes. It's looking pretty good. Well, looking pretty good. It's got a nice uniform amount of haze on it. Now let's see if I can get in here and let you have a good or better look. I don't see, it's like uniformly hazy now. There's no more patches where it was, like I say, moldy or whatever. That end looks good now. It's all sort of uniform. If I run my hand over it, it's all smooth, very, very, well, 600 smooth, I guess. So yeah, it feels really smooth. I'll make it wet so you can maybe see what it looks like, what it's gonna look like, so you don't get too scared that it's gonna, so that's a little bit, well, looks a little bit better, I guess. Anyway, on to the 800. All right. So I think it's going to get nothing but quicker as we go, because all the hard work is done by the 600. So I think what I'm basically doing now is removing all of the swirl marks that the 600 put in. So this time I'm going to start a little lighter. I'll go through it once here, dry it off and see what it looks like. I can feel a little bit of resistance in some of the spots. I don't know if I should have scrubbed a little harder on the 600 or not. It feels nice, smooth. I get an initial, sort of an initial bite when I first start rubbing on it, and then the moment I've gone over it once, it pretty much disappears. The sponge is helpful. I don't know if your light's going to be the same as mine, but mine's got some curves in it, and the sponge helps get around the curves a little bit. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this a little bit until I get that smooth feeling again. Because I think all the dirt's gone. It's just, now I'm just fighting the swirl marks and starting to get towards the highest grain or polish. It feels good. I guess work in circles, or I don't know, any direction I suppose. At this point it's so fine that I can't imagine it's going to make much difference if you go in circles or in lines. I'm going to go in circles just because. Okay, so there's the 800. Still feels a little bit tight right down here at the bottom. Most of this is good. That one's pretty good. The top is really nice. Just so you know, this is completely rookie. I'm not a car guy. I don't detail cars. I don't do anything in terms of a profession for cars. I mean, I work on them because I like it, but yeah, nothing other than that. Okay, I'm going to call that done. I'm going to dry it and give you guys another look. There's what it's doing now. So this is just to dry it more than anything. Okay. So there it is after the 800. I'll get in close again. Hopefully this adds some value. You can see it's still kind of foggy looking, or whatever you want to call it. I guess scratched, I guess, is really what it is from the 800. It's nicely uniform, and I guess as before it feels super smooth. So we'll stop there and I'll get rid of my 800 grit. Where did it go? And now I'm on to the, I don't know, 2000. 2000. Again, I can feel it right away. It sort of bites in there. Yeah, you can feel it sort of fight you a little bit. It's not smooth moving, but then the moment you've gone over the area a few times like this, that plus the soap, I guess, like it feels smooth now. And I get that initial bite, and then smooth. And I'll just keep working it until it feels really smooth. Yeah, you can feel it bite again. And yeah, this time I would say maybe not that much pressure. I don't know, the sponge, not squashing it all the way tight, but just enough to make sure I get pressure in the low spots in between the bumps. So I'll work this for a couple minutes, I guess. I don't know what the signal is for when you're done. I guess it feels really smooth with the soap the whole time. But yeah, I can see when it's wet, you can see how much clearer it is already. So it's just a matter of making it keep that wet look, and then I'll have a nice lens like the other one. So I'm just kind of working the areas that are offering me the most resistance. This one feels really good now, a little bit tight in here. Now I don't know, the next step that I did last time was the cut polish. I don't know what the grain equivalent is for cut polish. I'm assuming it's more than 2000. bit more, meaning, you know, like it's 4,000 or 5,000 or something like that. I guess I'll have to check the internet and see whether this makes sense. You might be able to skip a step or something. It's still really right there. I'm getting resistance. Pushing a little harder here where there's more resistance. Feels really smooth, but I guess anything past 600 probably feels smooth to the fingers. When it's dry, I feel a lot of resistance too. I don't know if it's because it's, I don't know, sanding harder or whatever, but all right, I'm going to call that done with the 2000. Give it another dry, see what it looks like. Okay. So that's after the 2000. I hope my camera does it some justice. You can see where it's wet. It obviously looks a little bit more clear, and the drier parts are still a little hazy, but it's slowly getting clearer and clearer as I go up or get finer and finer in terms of the sandpaper. So the next step is cut polish, and yeah, I'll get that set up and I'll see you in a second. 12:33, I guess I've been at it for half an hour maybe. I got these two things I had in the garage from some previous stuff I tried with my car. This one comes out thicker, a little bit more like toothpaste. This one's thinner. So I'm assuming this one is a higher grain, so I'm going to start with this one, go over it, wash it off, and then I'll try it with this one, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So, oh, and this is what I got for a polisher. I got a crappy old drill and one of these things. The sponge velcros on here. Seems to work pretty well. So that should be lots. Handy tip, don't start it with it on smeared around first. Otherwise you're going to spray it everywhere. So yeah, I'm just kind of smearing it around. So when I turn the drill on, it doesn't spray. Well, it's probably going to spray a little bit anyway, but hopefully not as much. All right. Pardon the drill noise, but here we go. So really light pressure. If I push, I can feel the RPMs on the drill go down quite a bit. I want to try to keep the RPMs up, and I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's the way I'm doing it. So anyway. pretty good already. I think I'm just going to, yeah, I'm just going to get some soap and water and okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but that's pretty much the money layer. I will dry it up a little bit here. Some of this stuff. So that's already looking really nice. I'll give you a close-up. So you can see now she's looking pretty good. That slimy area is gone. It looks pretty clear. I'd say we're at least 8.5 or 9 out of 10 here in terms of clarity. I'm going to do one more with that, I don't know what it was, chrome polish. It's more runny. You'll see when I squirt it out there, it's a little bit more runny. So I'm assuming it's a higher grit level. So it's 1242, I think, approximately. It's looking really good already. I'm gonna do one more, because I did last time. I'm not exactly sure why, but you'll see this is a lot. The last stuff was more like toothpaste. This stuff, as you can see, is a lot more runny. So like I say, I hope it's a higher grit and I get more polish out of it. So like last time, smear it around so I don't spray it around. So that's it, kind of smeared everywhere. So basically what I'm doing is I keep doing it until it's gone. Like it either sprays away or it winds up in the foam, or I don't know, wherever it goes. So it's almost all gone now. I'll do maybe another minute more, and then I'll dunk it in the water and kind of wash it off, the rest of it. That's pretty good. So that's it. Like I say, I just keep going until it's pretty much dry. I think I'm going to make it wetter more than drying it. It looks awesome again. It looks very nice. I'll give you another close-up in a second here. I should probably get a new one of these. It's starting to get kind of ratty. Anyway. So yeah, it's looking pretty much like the other one. Really nice and clear. I don't know how much you can see. I hope the camera picks up enough. The before and after is going to be quite nice. So yeah, so that's after the, what is that, aluminum? No, it wasn't aluminum polish, chrome polish. So one more coat. I think you can get sort of, at this point, you can get whatever you want. There's some that have UV protection and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to use what I have. So, where's a good spot here? So, the one that I have is High Gloss Swirl Remover. That's not it. Oh, hang on. So this is the one I got from before. Polymer sealant. Guarantees a deep wet look finish. Gotta like that. So use soft foam or microfiber applicator to apply. Apply a thin layer, dry to a haze. Remove residue after half an hour using a clean, dry microfiber towel. Can be applied by hand or machine. I got the machine and I'm lazy, so I'll use that. So it's super smooth, crazy smooth. So I'll use this one. I don't know how much different this is than chrome polish, but it even looks kind of the same. It's a little thicker, so I don't know if maybe the chrome polish is even better than that or finer than this. I'll give my brush a little wash. Just want to dry it a bit here. Smear it around again. Don't forget that part. So this is supposed to create the finish. I forgot to give you a timestamp. I don't know what time it is. Probably another 5 or 10 minutes later than last time. So smear it around so I don't spray it around. Or at least don't spray it around too much. So I think I'll just rub it around a little. Just to smear it around. It's supposed to dry to a haze. So I think I'll let it do that. So we'll see you in half an hour, I guess. I don't know, it looks pretty clean already. Maybe I wiped out too much, I don't know. Okay, well, it's just after 1 o'clock. I think it's 1:06. Didn't dry to much of a haze. I think I probably polished too much of it off. Feels really smooth. Looks really good. I'll give you a close-up in a second. Once I give it a final little elbow grease. And there you go. So, that's it. So it looks super good. All that green pitting or mold or fungus or whatever the heck was there is gone. It looks super, super good. Maybe a little bit down there. I didn't work hard enough. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, geez, if that's my only problem, I'm having a great day. Oops. And yeah, that's it. So there's the after. Turned out really good. And yeah, that's it. So I don't know. That was about a little over an hour's work for one light. It'll probably take you an hour. Well, mine was easy to take apart. Yeah, that's about it. So good luck with it and hope it works out for you. Bye.